What's up guys, it's ABS here, and I just want to talk a bit more about this AI ecosystem and kind of GPU wars, but really talking about all the DeepSeek stuff and the training here. So if you guys have heard of Moore Threads, it's a relatively new player in the graphics card scene here, and I would say they're still not quite a strong competitor with Nvidia or AMD, but we can clearly talk about some of their models here. So we can look at, for example, their gaming GPU, the MTT S80. The specs on paper are okay. It has like 16G of video RAM, but if you look in essence though, they're still not really competing well with Nvidia, and I'm still going to talk about the whole software issue here, right? It takes a long time to make software, or other words, drivers that work very well. So Nvidia, in my opinion, they've mastered that. If you look at how they work here, you look at their drivers, they often support almost all of their cards. They just kind of generally work with any application, all the new games. With the MTT models, Moore Threads models here, they're just not that widely compatible, and the software just doesn't work that well. Now the hardware probably is decent. If you look at the specs here, like I said, I think it's really bogged down by a lack of optimization in their drivers. And this is nothing new. If you're older like me, I don't want to use the term older, but if you remember back in the days, if you remember ATI, they had, ongoing issues with drivers that just never worked right. That was my experience. And if you wonder what was ATI, well, now they got acquired a long time ago by AMD. In my opinion, they still suffer from those same issues. Yes, okay, you can play really well with AMD cards. I'm not saying that you can't. They have RX series and so forth. They all work quite well. But going into the AI area, they have ROC-M, and they're trying to compete with NVIDIA's CUDA interface. It's just not working well. They call it experimental. You never heard anyone training on AMD ROC-M, interface at all. Their ROC-M just isn't doing it, okay? And so that's why I'm a little skeptical of everyone thinking NVIDIA is going to be killed by a competitor so fast, at least. But going back here, Moore Threads, they're also getting into the AI space, right? We have like their top model, the MTT S4000. Again, doesn't quite compete with Nvidia's latest GPUs, right? This one has, I think, like 48 gigs of RAM. So it's not quite enough, right? Like the latest Nvidia, at least the H100, right? It has like 80 gigs of RAM. And as you guys can see here, the different language models, as you get into bigger models that have, more advanced features here, you need a lot more RAM for the inference. And so this is not going to quite cut it. I guess for some maybe lesser models it could be, but still, it's not quite there head-to-head of NVIDIA. Now they have as well their data center solution here, and this is what's interesting, because I think that the plan here is their MTT Kuei here is intended to actually help deploy DeepSeek. And so they're saying here that they do support PyTorch. So that's very interesting to me. And in fact, I believe in general they were talking about trying to make something compatible with NVIDIA at some point here. So if they're actually able to do that, that would be a huge threat to NVIDIA if they can pull it off. As it is now, it looks still like a work in progress here. But as we see though, if they are going to be able to deploy DeepSeek and do a good job and do it for less, and that would be quite interesting. But I don't think we are quite there just yet. No, they say it's CUDA compatible with this MUSA, this compatibility layer that they built. I'm going to predict that it's probably not going to be the greatest right away, but yeah, it depends how much money they put into this. Is it possible now, at this point though, for Moore Threads to compete against NVIDIA? I would say yes. So I think it's just really a matter of time, and time will tell how long it takes. But I'm going to make another video showing some of the implementations that is being done with some of the different GPUs. And so guys, I think the fair conclusion here is that it's not really a matter of if, but when. Anyway guys, what are your thoughts? Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.